Hi there, I'm going to talk to you today about balancing props. I got this prop balancer from Banggood. I think it was like $5, it's very cheap. One thing that I noticed is that the threads are actually almost non-existent and this keeps slipping off, so not super high quality, but sometimes it catches and sometimes it doesn't. But what I'm going to do is just put some red Loctite in there, and just so it won't move. You only need one side really to come off anyways. This one threads in perfectly. So anyways, the tip what I'm going to do about balancing is basically tape placement. As you can see, the left hand side of the propeller here is the left blade is actually a little bit heavier than the right blade. If you're actually looking at it the proper way, the trailing edge is at the bottom here, so you can see it's falling this way. So anyway, so that would be it doesn't matter if it's counterclockwise or clockwise, it doesn't change anything. But anyways, so you can see obviously I'm going to have to weigh down the right side. So to do that, I pre-cut some tape, and I'm going to be adding that to the the leading edge of the light blade. Where is it here? So rather than cutting, what you can do is maybe cut some strips roughly this size. Assuming that your blades aren't, your props aren't incredibly out of whack. As you can see, it's not super. I'll just kind of let it go here, and it's still coming back a little bit. So it's not super out of whack. So what we'll do is actually, rather than cutting different size strips, and what you can actually do, and I'm sure most of you probably already know this already, but I'm going to place a piece here, and as you can see, that's just a little bit too heavy. It's coming back, but it's pretty good. So rather than what you might want to do at this point, automatically thinking is making a smaller strip of tape to make it lighter, that's not really necessary. You can actually adjust the placement of that tape as well. Let me get this slipping off my finger. So the closer you get to the hub, the less weight it's actually putting on the right side. So as you can see, it was right about here. So let's try again. This time we'll place it closer to the hub, and I'm just gotta get it off my finger here. Okay, so we'll see how that works. And it looks pretty balanced right now. It's not going either way. So as you can see, I didn't really change the size of the tape at all. So I kind of got the tape to manageable strips that are pretty tiny, and then as long as, like I mentioned, as long as your blades aren't completely out of whack, all you're really going to do is need to do is move that little strip of tape out to the blade, to the tip. As you can see, look, I'll actually put it out to the tip. I'll just have to do that again here. And the further out I put it, the more weight effect it's having on the blade. So you don't have to go cutting all these multiple size strips of tape. It's not necessary. So all you really have to do is cut strips into manageable sizes. As you can see, it's perfectly well balanced here, and just where you actually put the strip of tape on the leading edge is actually going to have more of an effect than the size. You'd be cutting strips, these little pieces of electrical tape that I'm using. It's really hard to kind of get them to a thin slice anyways before they start warping, or not warping, but like stretching. And once you stretch them too much, they might not go on the blade very smoothly. So I like to cut them to manageable strips, and then it's much easier to just place the location of the tape. Tape location is actually going to make a big difference as well. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that little tip on prop balancing. Like I said, a lot of you probably knew this already. It's not new news to anybody, but you never know. There might be people out there that have been wondering how to place tape on their blades. So obviously, once you're finished here, so just make sure that you really flatten down that strip of tape, so it's not, you see a little air bubble now, press that out as much as possible. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed my little prop balancing demonstration, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.